Let's go to the San Diego Zoo where the experts chime in on how to deal with these mangy mutts. Today's expert is Franklin the gorilla. So, Franklin, talk to us. What does Franklin have to say?
Understand that. Franklin the gorilla made it clear he wasn't going to let this dog, no matter how friendly, anywhere near his family.
Hey, that's a great idea. Over there where Franklin lives in San Diego, they have an E. coli outbreak. They have dogs that are dragging kids around on the street, kids that are on their way to school. They have beaches that are filled with dogs and dog feces, E. coli bacteria in the waters. So I think Franklin the gorilla knows what's up. So what else do the gorillas have to say about these dogs jumping onto their territory?
We're in no mood to adopt a pet.
They're in no mood to adopt a pet. Just imagine if our parents, our human parents, were like this. How many children would not get drug around, have their scalps ripped open, and other terrible atrocities and zoonotic illnesses? Just imagine that. The kids would not have to suffer if we could use this basic instinct that the gorillas are using. So they did end up saving the mutt. Evidently, there were 3 other dogs that were in the San Diego Zoo. No surprise, this place is full of overfull shelters and abandoned dogs. But they made this whole story into a dog propaganda piece. So the dog made a stupid decision. They tell the story like, oh, he was just curious. And then the whole community jumped through the hoops to save the dog, to act like, oh, he was so nervous, we got him out of there just in time. But they're not going to scrutinize the dog culture. They're not going to scrutinize anything about the dog. Like, oh, the foolish dog owner, all these strays, we need to do something about this. They're not going to scrutinize any of that. They've turned this into a dog propaganda piece. The reason I mention that is because something like this has happened before with a little kid. The Harambe's gorilla in the Cincinnati Zoo. And in that case, they launched a criminal probe. So in this case, many people in society came out and just bashed the parents for allowing their kid to get in there. Well, why aren't we not bashing the dog culture for allowing these dogs to put themselves in danger in the zoo? I know the Harambe thing is a little off topic, but this just shows the inequalities and the disparities of dog culture. Dogs can get away with anything. They will rush to save the dog. They won't talk about the culpability of the dog. But in the case with Harambe, they did. And another thing about the case with Harambe, let me just show you a little piece of the video.
The images jaw-dropping.
So they show this image of the gorilla dragging the kid all over the place. And later on, the gorilla is very passive with the kid. But they show this clip and they show how dangerous the gorilla is. And that's the reason the gorilla was put down. But dogs do that kind of dragging to kids on a daily basis. And they cover up for dogs. So this shows 2 examples of the disparities and inequalities of dog culture. Notice the way they talk about the dog.
Yeah, one curious dog was almost goner here after learning.
They just say, oh, he was just curious. He just wanted to check things out. They make him seem so innocent. They make it seem like he just wanted to go check things out. Well, how about this? If you trust the dog so much, then leave the dog alone. Let him go in there. Let those gorillas have a little bit of aggressive playtime with him. The dog made the decision to go in there. Why don't you just leave him alone? So again, we gotta have a little meme review in here. But dogs can't be trusted. The gorilla knows that, and these people know that, and that's why they have to jump through the hoops to save this dog from being thrashed around by this gorilla. So that has been our look at Franklin the gorilla and his viewpoint on dogs. He made it clear that Franklin the gorilla made it clear he wasn't going to let this dog, no matter how friendly, anywhere near his family. Of course, they had to throw in the whole friendly part. But doesn't matter to those gorillas. They don't want the dog near their family. And I think that's some solid advice, sir.